Have you ever wondered what it was like to command an army in the medieval period? Imagine a time where battles were fought with sword and shield, where tactics and strategy determined the fate of entire kingdoms. Being a medieval general wasn't just about leading troops into war. It was a daily test of leadership, decision-making, and survival. In this video, we'll step into the shoes of a medieval general and explore the challenges and duties they faced, from the early morning planning sessions to the evening after a long day of leading men into battle. What did it take to keep the kingdom safe? How did generals navigate the complexities of medieval warfare and political intrigue? Stay tuned as we explore the life, strategy, and the relentless daily challenges faced by these powerful figures, and uncover the intense decisions that shaped the course of history. A medieval general's day began at the crack of dawn. Sleep was a luxury not often afforded, especially when battle loomed. By sunrise, the general would already be in motion. The first task of the day, reviewing reports from scouts and messengers who had braved dangerous terrain to bring crucial intelligence about enemy movements. The general would meet with his officers, planning strategy for the day, discussing possible troop movements, and assessing resources. Was the enemy preparing for an attack, or was there an opportunity to strike first? Each decision carried weight. One wrong move could lead to disaster for the entire army. The camp was a hive of activity. Blacksmiths worked tirelessly to repair weapons, cooks prepared rations, and soldiers cleaned their armor and sharpened their blades. But for the general, the morning was the time to focus. They were not only responsible for their army's physical readiness, but also had to maintain morale. Giving orders was one thing. Inspiring loyalty and confidence was something else entirely. As the day unfolded, the general's duties shifted from planning to execution. Medieval warfare wasn't just about large battles. It was about maneuvering troops with precision, ensuring that every soldier knew their role and had confidence in the plan. The general spent a significant portion of their day strategizing, devising battle plans, and training their soldiers. Communication between commanders was key, sending messages to other generals, reinforcing the lines, and keeping track of supply routes. While the foot soldiers drilled in formations, archers practiced their aim, and cavalry honed their skills, the general had to ensure everything came together in a cohesive strategy. But the challenges didn't stop at the battlefield. Medieval generals were political figures, often caught in the complex web of alliances, feuds, and diplomacy. Keeping track of those relationships was a daily burden. A general had to manage both internal and external politics, ensuring loyalty within their ranks, while also navigating the tricky waters of diplomacy with rival kingdoms. If a kingdom's ally switched sides or a local lord began to question their authority, the general had to act swiftly. One wrong move could spark a rebellion within their ranks or open up a new front with their enemies. Warfare wasn't just physical. It was a test of mental strength, diplomacy, and foresight. As night fell, the day's work didn't necessarily end for the general. The evening was often a time for reflection, reviewing the decisions made, and preparing for the next day. Battles may have been fought and won, but the political and military aftermath still needed attention. In the quieter hours, the general would often have time to review intelligence reports, contemplate the next phase of the campaign, and sometimes consult with trusted advisors. But even in those moments of quiet, there were no guarantees. As a leader, the general carried the weight of every decision, from the smallest skirmish to the largest battle. Unlike soldiers who could rest after a long day, the general was always thinking of the future. Would their troops be ready for the next battle? Was there a potential betrayal looming on the horizon? Every move was a calculated risk. A general's life was full of pressure, and the toll it took on their mind and body was significant. As the firelight flickered and the sounds of the camp quieted, the general would finally allow themselves a moment of peace, knowing that, for better or worse, the fate of their army rested on their shoulders. The life of a medieval general was far from glamorous. It was filled with challenges that ranged from battle strategy and troop management to political maneuvering and the constant pressure of making life and death decisions. A general didn't just command armies. They were leaders, diplomats, and visionaries, constantly adapting to an ever-changing world of warfare. Every decision could change the course of history, for better or worse. The weight of their responsibility was immense, and while history remembers the victorious generals, we often forget the struggles they faced behind the scenes. So, the next time you hear of a medieval general's victory or loss, remember the countless hours of strategy, the challenges of leadership, and the weight of the crown they carried every day. Their lives were a mixture of action, intellect, and constant vigilance, a world away from what we know today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical insights. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history.